Now that you've got your data entered on your spreadsheet and done the calculations to figure out what you'd weigh on another planet, we're going to create a graph. We'll go on to part 2 to create a graph in our spreadsheet. Like it says here, the ability to show data in a chart or graph is a key feature in any spreadsheet type program. So the directions say to use your prior knowledge of creating charts and graphs in Google Sheets and create a bar graph or anything else that you'd like. You don't have to use a bar graph. You could use a column chart like this. Anyways, we're going to create a graph and place it on the same sheet as the data. So it'll end up looking something like this in this sample one. All right. And then we'll talk about submitting it later. So to make a graph, what I would recommend is the first thing you should do is select everything that you want to put on the graph itself. Now this might be tricky, but if you select the column with planet and then select the column with your weight, and I did this by clicking, holding, and dragging, and then holding Control on my keyboard to select the column that says weight. We don't want to make a graph of everything. We don't need to show the distance on our graph. All right, we're only going to show our weight. So I've selected those two columns, and then I can go over here on the toolbar where it says Insert Chart, or I can go to the Insert menu and choose Chart. By default, a chart editor pops up. You're given many choices, but they do give you some suggested types of charts or some other ones too. You could do a line graph, bar graphs, stacked column graph, scatter plots. You can do maps, you can even do organizational charts, but we're just going to choose, I like a regular column chart here. And I've already have the data range selected. That's what we did before. Notice when I chose column chart, it boom, put it up there already. And this isn't bad. By default, this would qualify as a correct graph to use. There's nothing wrong with this. This would get you a passing grade on the project. But you can, in here, make some adjustments, or you can make the adjustments on the graph itself. Like for the x-axis, it's listing the planet. The series being graphed is our weight. We're going to leave that the same. I can click here on Customize, change the chart style again, change a background color. Maybe I'd like that instead. Maybe a different font. Maybe I want it to be kind of 3D. Maybe I want it to be maximized or not. The titles right here, maybe the title of the chart might just be my weight on the planets. I don't know, call it what you want. But then I can X that out, and even if there's things you still want to change, you could change it right here just by either double clicking, or you can even right click on some of this. If I want this to be a different color, I can right click or 2-finger tap on my Chromebook, and I could change my styles. We can change the text color if we wanted it something different. We could make things bold on the legend. For our horizontal axis, if I wanted, there's lots of different things that you can modify once your graph is in there. So again, you're going to choose the data that you want to go on the graph. You're going to go to Insert Chart.